Alright. Says I'm live. I'll leave it. Let me get my other computer set up. You'll hear me grunting a lot today. That's all I gotta say. If you're watching on YouTube, just scrub forward until you see something fun start happening. Let me get some chat up over here. Bear with me a minute. I can't turn on my YouTube until on my computer until I'm up and running, so that's why. Plus, I get to give myself a thumbs up. Now, how is that? Okay, hi Dorothy. Hey Dee Dee. Hi Patty. Hang on. Pop out chat. Come. Hi Ann. Hey Amy. Hi Teresa. Nancy. So, yeah, you'll hear me grunting a lot. My tongue's better, but I still get into positions where I have a little bit of residual pain. So, but I'm not going to complain for 3 hours, unless you guys let me get away with it, in which case I might. You never know. We'll give it a few minutes. People come streaming in. Let me change this camera a little bit because the camera on my YouTube is a little bit different than the picture on the streaming computer. Well, that just means I've got a crooked camera there. That's better. Hi Nashua. Hi Almaris. Alright, we got people streaming in now. I'm glad I'm back too. Well, last week it wasn't even my backache that kept me from streaming. For, I don't know, I'd say a couple of days. Maybe Saturday and Sunday. I kept hearing this weird noise. Hi, Mindy. Christina. Like, I kept hearing a drip. Drip, drip, drip. The sink wasn't dripping. Nothing that had water was dripping. Hey, Artie Dar. And it was over near the refrigerator, and I thought it was the bathroom upstairs dripping. And I kept forgetting to say something to Robert about it. Hi, Devin. And finally, I guess it was Sunday night, I heard the drip. Was standing there, and I said, listen to see if you can hear the drip. Well, Robert Vaughn has hearing issues. He rarely wears his hearing aids, and he's deaf as a doorknob. I mean, he's just deaf. So I finally got him to hear it. And I said, that's got to be water. But I knew it couldn't be the shower and stuff upstairs because it wasn't in the right place. So he finally pulled out the refrigerator, and it's a built-in fridge. And it actually occupies the space underneath our stairs. Hey, Lena. You have to get a four-wheeler to get it out. You know, there's nothing to grab because it's built in, right? So he finally got the refrigerator pulled out. And the supply line, I mean, it's only like that big, that goes from the water supply in the crawl space up to the refrigerator, had sprung like a pinhole size prick. It was just a stream of water. And the way it was angled, it was all coiled up, you know, affixed to the back wall, and it was shooting straight up. So I'd never seen any sign of it, was the crazy thing, because it was shooting straight up and hitting the wood stairs, you know, the unfinished part of the stairs. Hi, Peggy. That's what we're going to work on today. And then it was drip, drip, dripping on the top of the refrigerator. So I was hearing a drip, but thank God, you guys, that it wasn't the supply line to the bathroom upstairs, because that would have meant tearing out who knows what. Walls, the stairs. I mean, I was like, oh my God, we got so lucky. So anyway, what happened last Monday was everything here was torn up. The refrigerator of the kitchen for like 2 days, because we had to, of course, clean up and dry all the water, right? Because it'd been going 2 days. And If you've never been underneath your stairs, that's where the boogeymen live, you guys. I'm certain of it, because it was spider webs, dust, everything. I hadn't been back there in 20 years. I got this refrigerator new when I moved in here over 20 years ago. So we had never been, I mean, I hadn't been back there. You're a little gypsy, you're working on yours too. Well, I'm so excited. Yeah, so I had gotten in there and literally taken a giant suck and well, Robert did a lot of it too. I can't take credit for what he did because he really was a savior. But got down there and cleaned underneath the stairs. That is a nasty place. It's a nasty place. But one thing I did realize is if I have any valuables, which I don't, I mean maybe my M-gram watercolors or I'm not sure what else, DD art, I have the perfect hiding place. The only problem is you have to figure the refrigerator out. But there is so much space back there, I could put everything valuable in the world in there almost. I can't imagine how much waste space is back there. Anyway, it's dirty. So, anyway, it took a couple days, and Robert did a really good job of replacing everything. I mean, everything got replaced because we hadn't seen it in 20 years. So, yeah, no, mine is unfinished. When you get under there, you can see how a house is built. It's like all the wood, all the spiders, all the dirt. Yeah. Now everyone knows where my watercolors are going to be hidden. Well, I'm not going to put any money back there. That's for damn sure. So anyway, yeah, it's unfinished. But I do realize that if I wanted to expand my kitchen cabinets back and drawers in, I could have like double this storage for sure. So that was why I didn't stream last Monday. That was a long way to tell you that's why I didn't stream, because my whole life was torn up. And I am not good when things are not the way they're supposed to be. Like, for real. If that refrigerator is out in the middle of the kitchen, we are not eating. We're not doing anything until everything's put back the way it's supposed to be. Right? So, anyway. Everything's good now. He fixed it really good. We still have ice. I told him, I said, you can unhook that ice maker. I'll go buy ice. I don't care. He said, no, we're putting it back right. So that's what he did. So good on him. Really? You don't say, oh my God. No, things have to be right. They just have to be. It's the way of the world. And I'm getting weirder as I get older, and I know it. Hey, Brooke. All right, so today I'm working in the scavenger hunt. And if you follow me on Instagram, I put up a couple of my pages, not all of them. Oh, before I get started, though, I want to say thank you to Dee Dee. I did get my artwork from her. She sends me one every month for being a mod, which, you know, Dee Dee, honestly, you should send Crayola 2 and me one every other month. But I did step up a little bit today when she left. I put in 2 links, so I was feeling like, woohoo, I earned my mod badge today. Wee bad. Buying ice for an ice maker is a PETA, trust me. Okay, well, I don't use that much ice. Hi, Kimberly. So I didn't really care. But yeah, today I really stepped up. I earned this, so I'm feeling really good about it. So someday I will bring out all my DD art and show you guys, because I've got a really good collection. It pays to be a worthless mod at DD's. So that's really all I had to show you guys. I've got nothing new. Haven't ordered a thing. Well, now, actually, I will have by this week, but it's just like glue sticks. I needed glue sticks, so I bought myself some glue sticks. I didn't buy anything fun. And you know what ticks me off is I've needed printer ink for like a month. And I put in an order and I didn't order printer ink. But stuff happens, I guess. So anyway, I'll just reintroduce. I think most of you know on the New Year's Eve Streamathon, I introduced the scavenger hunt for 2021 and made this journal cover. And I really love it, but I have to put some sort of finish on the top of it because it's pretty raw right now. And then there was, and you guys helped me do it, some of you who are regulars have helped me do it, we put together a list of 100 items on the list. The list itself is in my community tab. You can go there. It's a Google Doc. You can look at it or print it out. Either way, you cannot change it, but you can go get it. Hi, Art Out with your heart out. I should figure out an anagram for your name. A-O-W-Y-H-O. Not off the top of my list or head. Anyway, so today I'm going to work on the scavenger hunt. I'll flip through one so far, all these little squares that I added the squares. The list does not have the squares. I just like to do that. So I've gotten quite a few because it's only been, what, like a week and a half. Hey. Of course, you guys know Bugs Bunny because he is on your postage stamps. And then I my pages so that when I look at my list, I can put what page number I finished them on. So, yeah. And all I did was I took some 12 by 12 pattern paper. Dee Dee made me do this, by the way. Erin in the Adirondacks. I took some pattern paper, which I never use, 12 by 12 inch, and cut it down to 8 1/2, folded it in half, trimmed it, and that's what I'm working on. I'm not crazy about it. I'd rather start with a plain white sheet of paper and create from scratch, but this is a good way to use up the pattern paper that I hoard like a crazy woman. Okay. So one of the prompts was candy wrappers, and you can tell that I like the fudge brownie M&Ms, and I'll have candy wrappers, and that was the cool Snickers little, like the baby ones that I really liked. They changed their packaging. And then this one, I like to combine multiple prompts and do them. So like this one, I accomplished 3 prompts on this page. It's the swatches, which I just use little paint card swatches, which I've been hoarding for most of my life. I think I did that before I even hung out with you guys. I love paint swatches that you get at the hardware store. So yeah, this is swatches, miniature, because it's a miniature little envelope, and I'm going to one of those in a minute, I think. And then the envelope itself, I get to count the envelopes. So I'll have multiple envelopes, multiple of a lot of different stuff, right? But I really ended up liking this page. There's just something really happy about it. I think partly I like that it's all very uniform. It's colorful. And then who doesn't love a baby envelope? Hello. Hey, Lane. So that was 3 prompts on one page. This is a maze I found when I was going through some ephemera or something around here, and I thought, well, dang, that in the scavenger hunt book. But I might go ahead and draw my own maze too, because that was one of the things I actually was looking forward to, was drawing a maze. But I found this one. I think it was in Tim Holt's stuff. It might have been in that package of stuff Dee Dee sent me, actually. And then this one, if you went to Dee Dee, you saw I sent a picture of this one to Dee Dee because I used a toilet paper roll and wrote that this is my favorite non-art supply. So it's just toilet paper and a toilet paper roll. And in this day and age, toilet paper should be everybody's favorite non-art supply. I don't know if there's still a shortage or not. So, and then yesterday, while I've been sitting around doing nothing because of my back, I decided that I wanted to do cartoon character again. I'll have several cartoon characters in mind because I do want to draw my favorite one. Don't know where I'll put him, but I do want to do that. So I made little tiny miniature playing cards of the 7 dwarfs, and hopefully you can see. But I took a photo of this and put it on Instagram, and then sat here and made the little poker chips. And I really like this page. I am loving this page. Of all the pages I think I've ever done, this might be my favorite. It took me most of yesterday to do. So it was really fun. And I used to play Texas Hold'em a lot. Every Tuesday night when we used to go to South Padre Island, we played Texas Hold'em with a group of our friends. So, yeah, I love these little playing cards. What else? These are food packages. You can tell what kind of food I like to eat. Funyuns, Lorna Doone, and York Peppermint. Norma actually sent me that York Peppermint chocolate flavored cocoa powder. That is some rich stuff. It is delicious. I'll have to buy it because that is some delicious stuff. And I think I ate those two together. So I did my entire day's calorie take doing that. And when I wasn't doing that, I was doing that. Okay, this could buy for multiple prompts. It could be flowers or part of a calendar. I will do something probably on this back page. This is something from a fib because Norma had sent me a bunch of pages out of a calendar too that were snarky sayings, which I just love. And this also has postage on it and washi tape. So I try and do as much as I can on one page, right? I think a penny for your thoughts seems a little pricey, don't you know? This is a page out of a magazine. This was a really interesting article, Harry Houdini. If you've never read about Harry Houdini, you really need to, because I originally was going to put playing cards on this page with Harry Houdini because he started out as a card magician, you know, doing card tricks, and was not very successful. And when he started the bondage, escaping from handcuffs and stuff like this, when he really found fame. But that was a really, really good article about Harry Houdini, which was not his name. I don't remember what his real name was, but that was a stage name. So that was that. This is, and I just stuck it in here, it's not affixed yet, but this is going to be my jelly plate. I've got a, I should put that out, because this is my jelly plate, is going to be my jelly plate page. And this was a lot of fun, and I maybe should try and do that again, because I remember what we did was I was doing watercolor on the jelly plate. And because I didn't know what would happen, right? Because when you put the watercolor on the jelly plate, it beads up and stays right where you put it. And so mixing the colors, everything becomes difficult, right? Because it's just a little bubble of water or watercolor with pigment in it. And then after we did that, I put down a piece of saran wrap, picked it up, and then smashed the paper on, and it just came out so cool. To me, this might end up being my map. I might end up creating a map on this, because to me it looks like a map. So, but that's why that was in there. And this was, this was wrapping paper and circles, and I will be adding to this. But this was paper from Dee Dee, and there's more circles, but that's Tim Holtz pattern paper. Now, we've gone past the center of the book. Here's more playing cards. Probably should have put Harry Houdini here, but I missed my opportunity. You find watercolor and magicals. See, Devin, me too. But when you get something crazy fun like that, it makes you want to try again. Like if I could come up with something cool like that again, just not even trying, I would do it again. But it is. Watercolors and magicals on the jelly plate is difficult. No doubt about it. Okay, this is my black and white page. I will be adding to it. And this is my Zentangle page. And these Zentangles are all on the January list of Zentangles for you guys to draw. I pretty much finished mine because I was sitting on my butt for all week because of my back. So this is when I'm sitting on my butt doing nothing. Generally, this is what I'm going to be doing. But every one of these was off the January list. And it's my Instagram page somewhere if you want to play along with the Zentangle. And I just like these two pages together. I will be adding color to the black and white page probably, since I already have a Zentangle page that's black and white. But yeah, I really like these pages opposite each other. And this again is just one of the snarky sayings. Oh, and then I did the rag flag in, somebody had sent me this. I don't know who, I can't give credit. But it's black and white, so ended up on the black and white page. This is another one of the snarky sayings. Sarcasm is just one service that I offer. I need another one of those. It says cussing is just one of the services I offer. Okay, I think that's it. So I've got a lot of pages in here. Okay, this is to remind me I'm going to do a page. These were just, I found this in a notebook that I had. And these are just like little doodles that I did. But it's here to remind me that the artist I'm going to do something with is Mary Engelbreit, because most of these things I just recognize as I'd obviously been looking at something she's done. So, yeah. But I just haven't figured out yet. And this is my ribbon on the back page, and it goes all the way to the front page. This is my Origami Butterflies, and this was a gift from Kenny. So this was multiple prompts on this page too, the front page. And then my orange page I haven't stuck in yet. This is actually an envelope that came in the mail that was in fact orange. I just put some hey Kim, thanks Rowan, some tissue paper on top of it and stamped, and then used some stickers from the I'm not sure if it's the botanical book or the other one. And then inside I just have some other stuff that I need to use. This one is an old book page, and a word that I didn't know the meaning of. And I just found this somewhere, I don't know. But my word was scrofula. Scrofula, I don't know. A constitutional disease, either hereditary or acquired, leading up to the formation of, who wants to know that? Tubercles in various tissues and organs of the body, chiefly in the lymphatic glands. Who wants to know that? Like, if you ever get that, you need a specialist. And then this was, a little note, Norma, that I just stuck in there too. So that's going to be my orange page. So I try and combine prompts on one page as I can. Yes, Joan, that is Amy. So that's that. And this other envelope back here this is something see-through. I went ahead and fixed it because I needed a place in my book where I could start storing stuff. Because I have a feather, a cord. I didn't put, I know why I didn't use fortunes this year, because it have meant leaving your house, and I didn't want to do that. Am I hardwired? Yes, I am, Dee Dee. In troubles? So anyway, that's pretty much everything that I've got affixed in the book. Now, I have piles of crap around here that need to go in still. So I thought today I would pick one of them and we will work on it. So I made myself a little list here. I have not, well, I did use a stencil. This is a stencil back here, but I'm not really going to, Dee Dee, if I could find the computer, I would buy it. Okay, so here I've got one that I've started, and I might just finish it, especially if I'm cutting out. Ugh. Okay, and random useless facts. I can do random useless facts because I've got a bunch of those. And the other one that I've started that I could work on is my page of squares. I just sat while I was sitting doing nothing. Oh, I did get that one, CB, and it didn't do any better. So, yeah, no, I did get a computer. But the one I want is not available right. I don't know if it's because of coronavirus and stuff not coming, but I have picked out my computer. Anyway, you guys sit and chat and make fun of me. That's fine. I'm good. So this was watercolor. And so far I've used only one set of Primas. And I've got a lot of Prima watercolors. So I thought, well, I'm just going to use my Primas. And I think the only set I've used so far is Odyssey. I love it. For those of you who don't know, I think, and a lot of people agree with me, that the Prima watercolor sets are the same product as the Jane Davenport. And if you have all this set like I do, you end up with duplicates. So there you go. Right back at you, Dee Dee. Yeah, see, Rowan, that's what I think is because I picked out my computer and then I've looked. I can't even tell you how many days to get it, and it's just not available. It's not in stock anywhere. You got a 30-pack of Neo 2s used on gift cards, my boy, enabled by you. Oh, you're gonna love them, Devin. You are gonna love them. That's what I think too. You're going to love the 2s. They're so much fun. So I thought I could either paint on my square page or the one that I always have fun doing is the random useless facts because I like to get on the computer and read the thanks, Star. I like getting on the computer and reading random useless facts. Like I just always sit and wonder, who figured that crap out and who cares? I mean, but I was going to make a zine. So those are the options we have right off the top of our head. I mean, we've got 100 items that we can work with. So it's not like we don't have stuff to do. I'll start with, I'll at least show you guys how to make a zine because a zine is one of the prompts. And I thought, well, I never showed you guys how to make a zine. So if you've been around a while, you know how to, but anyway, I'll show you guys. Well, I always do this fold first, and if you guys haven't ever seen a zine, speak up and I'll grab out some that I have that I've done swaps with so we can see. Okay, fold it first in half one way, right? First in half the other way. I can't see. There we go. Open it up, fold in, and you guys should be learning how to fold because you got to do origami. And there's some really good YouTube videos on origami. So like the butterfly is really a simple one and it's fun and you can smash it and make it lay flat. So alright, so those are the folds you do. First fold half this way, fold it in half, and then fold each side of the page into the center. That's how you're gonna, that's the start of a zine. And then take an X-Acto and a ruler. Really, use a ruler for this. And cut on that center line from the top fold up here to the bottom fold down here. Cut a slice. Okay. And then pick up and grab the two folds in the center. I'm going to fold this to make it a little bit more pliable. And you might have to jack with it a little bit. But anyway, go ahead and grab the place where it's folded and turn it in. And then when you lay it out, it's like that, fold it over, and that's a zine. Cool, right? When CB and I were in, I don't know where Xander was that day. But, oh, maybe it was when we were alone, after Z had already gone up to the Gold Coast. When we were in Australia, we ended up at a museum in Sydney where they were having like a zine exposition. That was a really fun day. All right, let me pull out some zines and show you guys, because I think it was Little Gypsy said that she hadn't seen any zines. So let's see, these are all the fairy tale ones, and these are what? These are older because there's one from Phoebe in here, and I haven't seen Phoebe around in forever. I wonder where she is. Anyway, the Fairytale Zines. I think Dee Dee hosted the Fairytale Zine, and I think the only requirement was that it was one in zine format, which I just showed you, and that you picked a fairy tale to make a zine of. So I'll just show you some real quick, and I can't remember whose is who. It should say on it. This is Dee Dee's. So this is Dee Dee's take on Little Red Red. There's the wolf. He doesn't hardly look scary at all, does he? He's so cute. Little Red, beware of wolves in sheep's clothing. It must have been around Christmas time, because, oh no, that's the grandma. I was going to say, that looks like it's the grandma. So that was Dee Dee's. And there's the, half of her is the grandma, and half is. So that was fun. And this was Jean, music scrap. I'm not going to read it, but she did Peter and the Wolf. And she did all the little drawings, and then she formatted hers and did it on the computer. I didn't do any of that. And that's the thing about zines. There's no rules. You get to do them your way, you know? But she did the whole story of Peter and the Wolf. And this is so apropos for Jean because it's all musical instruments, right? So that was Jean's. These are fun to look through. This is the one, okay, this one's Phoebe's too. Creative Mood in this issue, Fairy Tales. She did the Little Mermaid, and she drew all these. I love the part where she thinks a fork is for combing her hair because that's all her seagull friend told her. The Rescue. Medusa. Ursula, I mean, not Medusa, Ursula. That's a good drawing. Made in Ontario, Canada by Phoebe, also known as Athala. I haven't seen her around in forever. They are, right, Brooke? Here's A Fairy's Tale. This one actually is funny. This is from Queen Pam. Once upon a time, there was a fairy who wished for a tail. Woe is me, my butt is so small. She has no butt. She spread Sprinkled and sprinkled, but to no avail. Still no tail. This dust is a bust. Finally, she went to the elder who taught her to spell. Oh, please, great one, teach me how to make my butt grow bigger. I'd like, and the elder said, I like butts and I cannot lie. Sing it, it's the one to try. The end. And then she has a big butt in the last picture. And that's the deal, you know, like you get to make one up. You can do one that's, you know, famous. This is from Jonna. I'm sure this is, no, this is Dana Christensen. Dana and Jonna did the same fairy tale. And I'm not going to tell you which one. You'll have to guess. Oh, well, it says right there. Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair. Hair so that I may climb the golden stair. Dana Christensen. Dana hasn't been around in a long time. It's Dana. Dana is an amazing artist, much like CB. Dana's girls are fabulous. They're all beautiful, but it is when you lay it out, and I'm going to show you that in just a minute. But yeah. Now I have to figure out how to put it back together. Okay, there we go. Can't remember who did the 3 eggs. This is Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown hasn't been around forever. Hey, Barb. I was going to ask you, I was going to send you an email later and find out how Cosman is. You thinking... So is he doing, he's headed in a more positive direction? Good. I will absolutely keep you guys in my prayers. Okay, 3 little pigs. And it's a whole story. I'm not going to read the whole thing. Bye, Ma. Love you. 3 pigs and a truck. And you guys, when you look at these, how creative our fibs are. You know, it's just... All right, I'll read it. What the hell? There once were 3 stoogey pigs, whose mother said, you're all too big. She wrinkled her snout, said it's time to move out, so they left to find new digs. Each pig went on their own way. Curly collected straw and made a cute little hut, door knocker made from a nut. He was happy at the end of the day. Larry bought a truckload of sticks, add hammer and nails to the mix, measured once and cut twice. He loved rolling the dice. Said there's nothing a wad of gum can't fix. Ouchie, sniff, sniff. Now Mo was rather slick. Found a supplier who transported brick. Took his time row by row, dropped a few on his toe, used mortar labeled deluxe extra thick. How inventive are these people? Mr. Wolf watched this ordeal, licked his chops when he heard every squeal. He wanted a snack, longed for sweet baby back. Forget diets, he wanted a meal. Operation Baby Back. Look at this. And then he's standing over here burping. The wolf had a plan, but Larry and Curly both ran. The 2 stayed with Mo, their hospitable bro, and Wolf cried in his frying pan. Wolf 0, pigs. The end to this story you know. Mr. Wolf found himself eating crow. Down Mo's chimney fell in, while piggies groomed their chin. Wolf learned one day, you'll reap what you sow. The end. Honestly, I'm so glad I have these. All right, this is Erica Grasmick. Oh my gosh, I haven't thought of some of these people in forever. The animals of Grimm's Fairy Tales. So she just whole thing and just did the animals. This was way back on Ustream, because all these people are using their Ustream handles. This was Eileen. Can you believe it? Eileen participated in a swap. This is Twinkle Twinkle by Jane Taylor, 1783 to 1824. Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. How I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Good job, Eileen. Evie learns to draw a face. This one was really cute too. This was Glenda Hoagland. We know her on YouTube, I think, is G. Brody. When a little time, little Evie wanted to spend her life drawing and painting, like the rest of us, right? Every day she sat in her bedroom drawing houses. She drew trees and flowers, blue skies, clouds, and the sun, but never people. So one day she thought, I will draw a face. First try, her second try, third try, fourth try. She drew faces for days and months, still trying very hard, and then she gave up. Then her fairy arter, Rosanda, said, try again, Evie, I will help you, and so she did. Evie loved her fairy art mother and never doubted her abilities ever again. So she made up her own. So, are these all of them? And most of you, okay, this was Jan Hill. You've seen some of her art because Dee Dee shows it periodically, but this was her zine. A Frangled fairy tale. Once upon a mostly true time, there were two bears, Mrs. Quail Bear and Mr. Bear. They lived in a very nice den with lace curtains in the kitchen window, and Mrs. Quail Bear's being of art supplies. Oh dear, they were fast running out of room. Mr. Bear was convinced that the art supplies were multiplying. I'm sure some of you people's husband feel this way. Art supplies were multiplying in the dark, so he said, enough, we need help in finding a bigger den. That morning coffee they strolled into town and found a real estate agent at Locks and Keys Realty Company. Here's my card, she said brightly. I'm Goldie and I think I can find a new den. So off they went in her car. The first den on her list was centrally located with easy access to the forest with berries and honeybees. But when Mr. Bear tried to enter it, oh dear, he got stuck, and it took the concerted efforts of Mrs. Quail Bear and Goldie to unstick him. So that was no good. The back end of Mr. Bear stuck, meaning he's got big butts. Okay, so Goldie, on we go to number 2. This was a fair distance out of town. I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's a whole story, but you can kind of see a zine can be whatever you make it. And I like this because she put her own little picture on there. Okay, here's the other Rapunzel. Once Upon a Time, the Enchantress. So you can see, here's the other take on Rapunzel, because they both did the same thing. But isn't it funny how each of them used the hair to connect all the pages together? That when I got this, it was just like, that's crazy that two fibs would do the same zine and use much the same theme, right? Hey, G. Brody, I just showed your zine from years ago. I don't know what year this was. Somebody, I'm sure, wrote it down. When fairy tales go... Oh, this is Carrie's. I Carrie Love. She made up her own. And hers is better, I think, too, when you open it up. So, yeah. Maybe after Scavenger Hunt, we should do another zine swap. Because there's Chicken Little. I Can Fly, Oh My. This was Coach Schwab. And then this was mine. Dee Dee showed this several times. I'll just flip through it real quick. I'm not going to read it. But I did The Ugly Duckling. And I did it laid out like a newspaper where every day there was a story about the duck that goes missing. And it's based on the actual story. Like there's... So... But this was mine, more like a newspaper. This was my favorite page of all, American Gothic, that I drew myself. Yeah, I just showed yours too, Lady Jan. Anyway, the ugly duck was presumed dead, but fortunately there was a new swan in the area. And because the duck was missing, I put it in a milk carton. So zines can be pretty much whatever you decide. That just came out. And then I just made these little holders to hold them. Let's see what this one was. Here's another Dee Dee one. I don't remember what the theme was on this one. Oh, Lucy Jane Zine Swap 2014 is when this one was. The theme was My Environment. And look at Dee Dee's books. Outside of a dog, a book is a man's best friend. Inside of a dog, it's too dark to read. So that was Dee Dee's. I don't remember what I did for that one. And oh, I remember I did, it should be in here. Okay, this is it. And Dee Dee, you need to put yours back together. But anyway, this is My Environment. So I put it in an envelope again because I like to make my own envelopes. And I live at a place called Monkey Island. So in an envelope, and then there were two parts to mine. This was stories about Monkey Island. This was my little cat that I lost. I'm fortunate to share my life here with my mate, Robert, and our boss, Roxy. She's not very nice, but I love her. She was not very, very nice. But it was Roxy, long-haired gray kitty. That's what my house looks like. My back door looks out at the lake, and I have a little boat dock back there. And that across there used to be all wooded, but some dumbass built a house back there. These are some of the different birds that I see every day. We happen to live in the monarch fly zone, so in October generally we see a lot of pelicans and monarch butterflies. And then these are animals that live here as well: the fox, the deer, the skunk, and the snakes. And then this companion guide where I've told stories about different things, like the skunk one happened just a month before I did this, but I'll tell you this story. I'll just read it off here. About a month ago, I was out in the greenhouse and noticed a very distinct odor of skunk. Upon further inspection, I realized he was right outside the door, and the business end was aimed in the direction of my path back to the house. I figured he'd move on, so I just waited. After a while, I pounded on the window, and he wasn't even budging. My phone was in the house, so I waited some more. Finally, I decided to run for it. Fortunately, he was preoccupied, and I didn't get sprayed. The next day, we discovered that he had dug up and was eating a whole clutch of turtle eggs. At the base of the stairs that goes from the porch down in the yard, that whole area was dug up, and there was a whole clutch of turtle eggs. I probably could have walked up and kissed him on the lips, and he still would not have sprayed me because he had found exactly what he was looking for. So those are zines. And here's the most recent one I did. Dee Dee, did you host this? Yeah, the Halloween zine. I think you did. Happy Halloween. Smell my feet. Trick or treat. Smell my feet. Because I am really a 12-year-old boy at heart, so if it's something ridiculous, you'll probably hear it right here first. Can you tell if I did the tip jar right for Janet? I've never done it before. Yeah, see, I have a tip jar, but I just put it on my banner page. Yeah. And then Devin, she was here earlier. Her lunch hour might have ended. Devin did this one. Janet is a ruler queen. And I love this. Swaps are really fun. Just let me sniff some Finn's wax before my iced coffee. The girl knows me. She did some Zentangle in there. Inktober. There's a sock monkey. Ah, thank you, Devin. It's the best. And there is no other better tool in the world than a ruler, so get yourself 1 or 5. All right. I'll put those away. So we can do a zine, and I'll show you how to design it, or we can move on to bigger and better stuff. And I have not forgotten that I was going to do a postage stamp stream for you guys, because I like to collect postage stamps, and I have a ton of stuff to show. So anyway, now I did show you guys before I got so rudely interrupted how to make the little zine. Before you start doing anything, and it's folded like this, number the pages, and I'll show you why in a second. Okay, you'll end up with 8 pages on the zine, but when you're actually drawing it, of course you could draw it while it's, but when you unfold it, you can see that page 1 is on this side next to page 8. Okay, let's just say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and fold it back up again. Right top. Because when you unfold it, your tops meet in the middle, so that when you fold it up to send it out, right, your pages will be in the right order, in the right orientation. So, all right, Brooke, go do whatever you need to do. So I'm going to go ahead and start. All right, where is my list of random useless facts that I had here a little while ago? Right here. All right, I'm going to read you. And I have not given a whole lot of thought to how I'm going to do this, so you'll just see it as it happens. I generally try and come up with some format that is going to be cohesive to tie the whole thing together, right? Whether it be a checkerboard, a border on each page, laid out like a newspaper, whatever. So on these, since it's going to be random useless facts, let's just think up some ideas. The one right off the top of my head could be that I could just draw like a poster board on each of them and write the random useless fact, or I could have 2, because I was honestly thinking, depending on how big I write, obviously, that I could have 2 per page, in which case I would include 18 random useless facts. Can't see my pencil? Can't see my, oh, you mean on these? You can't see them? All right, I'll hold it up. Can you see it now? So it starts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then the top of this one is here, and the top of this one is here, right? Not on the zine. It's fuzzy. What the hell? See, mine looks clear. I'm just going to have to go buy something, whether it works or wasn't. Hey, Scooby-Doo. And anybody I've missed coming in. Flo, I missed you. It doesn't like me moving, does it? All right, Mom. I'll go shopping for whatever else will work, because I know I can't get the one I want. So I could do it like that, where they're like on a poster board, you know, like on a bulletin board or something like that. Give me some other ideas. I could just do a border around each of the page and write them. Real simple. So let's just... I'm going to go ahead and erase the top and stuff. Hi, Diana. I'm clear. Is everyone on? Okay, Peggy's saying she's clear. See, that's what I don't get. Now I've got the ruler out. You know I'm serious when I get the ruler out. And I don't really care. Like if I was doing this for a swap and I was having to make a bunch of them to send out, I'd probably do things a lot different. But this is going in my, in fact, I won't even use the ruler. I'm just going to do this with my lettering guide and a pen. How about that? And I'll leave room around. I can add a border. Or no, maybe I'll do the border first. I am really indecisive, aren't I? I'm going to use just my favorite border that I just draw off the top of my head a lot. For the cover. And I'll get out, hopefully I can find a green super tip that will write. Mine are getting pretty crappy. I need to open my new box of them. I think I have a new box of them somewhere. Okay, I'm going to pull you guys down so you can cut better what I'm doing. How about that? Hi Jane, Happy New Year to you too. It's been kind of a crazy new year for me already. Water leak, backache, and we're only 11 days into it. Oh boy. All right. This is my favorite quick border. If I send you a chances are I'll use this because it's quick and easy and I don't have to spend a whole lot of time thinking about it. I just do a vine border, but it always looks really pretty. Does this count as nature? I'm trying to think how many of the prompts could I use on. I think when we're going to Joplin next, the 19th or the 20-something. Maybe I could go into Best Buy and see what they have for computers. Spend my stimulus check, right? Hi, Lucy. It is an awesome, easy border. And it always looks pretty. Always. In any budget. And so now to tie the pages together, all I have to do is draw a little or some leaves or something, you know. I could just as easily do done a Zentangle, which is one of our prompts, which would have incorporated 2. Right? So I didn't add many that included drawing. I probably should have. I think it was in last year's. I made people draw an eye, I think. I'm so glad my back isn't hurting so bad today. I was really afraid to get up today, because if it had, if I'd woken up this morning and it was hurting again, I'm not sure what I would have done. I probably wouldn't have gotten, I'd just said, you know what, God doesn't want me out of bed today. And if you don't have a set of these Crayola Super Tip markers, you need to get one. They're uber cheap, and they're probably one of the most useful supplies I've ever owned. Long before I got a D.D. Willingham, I had multiple sets of Crayola Super Tips. They're the best inexpensive tool out there. And the Crayola colored pencils really aren't bad either. They don't mix and blend as well as some of the pricier Prismacolor, some of the other ones. But if you just want a colored pencil for sketching or something like that, the Crayola hard leads are really good. So if you find something that works, you don't have to pay more. They do last a long time. I mean, honestly, some of these, and I use them a lot. In fact, page in here, the card page, this, I did those with the Super Tips. So, yeah. Because I just didn't want to get out and make a big mess. So, you can do this in your sleep. And all I'm doing now is adding the darker green because it just gives it a little bit more interest. Takes just a minute. And I may, when I decide to put a book, I may go ahead and draw this border again and put this in a pocket on the page, because I think one of the things we also have to do is a pocket. See, I don't even remember the crap that's on my own list. I have to look at the list every time I pick, think about what I'm going to do. So how many of you in chat are doing the scavenger hunt? One of the things we have to do is fib art. So if you are a new person and you haven't been with the fibs long, make connections in chat and see if you can't work out a swap together. Like, I need fib art. Is anybody willing to do it? Who's super mod? Picola's here! Thank you, Picola. Okay. What color do I want with it? Do I want pink? Do I want red? Just do a dark pink purplish kind of thing. You guys, it does not get any better than this, honestly. But then as I'm going through the zine and working on the zine, I'll transfer some of these same and colors elsewhere in the zine. To kind of make it cohesive, because now I've just by dumb luck have kind of come up with what the theme is, or what is going to be its unifying element. I'll leave that super tip out, so which color it was, because in about 5 minutes I won't remember. Draw some little tendrils out here. Alright, let's see. See, if I'd have planned better, I could have gotten out my, your fans are demanding access to Super Chat. Oh, thanks, you guys. Honestly, I never ever felt like I wanted to ask guys for anything, you know, because one, the fact that you'll spend part of your Monday with me seems like enough to ask, right? But I do have a tip jar, and it's on my banner page, and Picola just put a link in. The thing that pisses me, I'm going to be real honest here. I'm not a huge fan of YouTube right now. And if I get into that conversation, we get into political speak that I really try and keep off the channel. But it pisses me off that, one, they make money for the fact that all of us upload our material up onto their platform. And it's not that I don't want them to make money. But when you do the super chat, they take 30%. Where if you do PayPal, I get the money. And so that's part of the thing, is just, it just hacks me off that they take 30% off the top. And yes, they're providing us a platform, but I think very soon we're going to have other platforms to use. So, all right, I'll set up. I used to, they don't add 30%. They take 30%. And I'm like you. I just think 30 is excessive, and I appreciate you guys' generosity. I honest to God, too. And I can't say enough good things about you guys, because you are so supportive. And some people send gifts and do that and all that. I guess I'm just a person who feels odd asking. Okay, here's... I'm not ready for the first one. Which color do I want to use? Alright, let's do... Do I want purple? I wish I'd out my other pens. Alright, we're just going to use black, because I have black every place I sit. They just added 30% just now? Really? So, see, I still think that's just wrong. For those of you who are new around here, Dee Dee this morning mentioned how nice my writing is. In all fairness, I spent a great deal of my life doing forms design and different kind of design by hand. And so one of the things you learn in design school is about freehand lettering guides and stuff like that to help your handwriting be more legible, be it straight, whatever. So I have these guides all over the place. They are a lifesaver, and that is why Dee Dee goes on about my handwriting. I don't have great handwriting, honestly, but if you can do block letters and have a lettering guide, you can have great lettering too. So there you go. And they have lines on it, so you can do your spacing and everything. I'll just do the kind of lettering I normally do. Now, normally I would sit down and space this and everything. I'm not gonna. However it ends up is how it ends up. and I don't care if it went over into the and I know my hand's in the way. You guys will see it here in just a minute. Okay, it says random useless facts. And I wish I could take credit for these, but truth is, I stole them off the internet. Okay, so I'll use that same kind of red. Hopefully it will, oh well, no, I'll use this one. Sometimes it's your ability depends on the tools that you allow yourself to own. I'm a firm believer that nobody should draw a circle. They sell circle template. Get yourself one. And from here in eternity, your circles will be perfect. You want a straight line? Use a ruler. They're a great tool. The scavenger hunt hashtag is hashtag scavenger hunt 21. And I knew I should have changed it because other pictures are appearing. Somebody else is hosting a scavenger hunt and using the same hashtag, but we're kicking their butt. Like, we've got more pictures than they do. Hi, Susan. Hi, anybody I might have missed. Julie, did I ever say hi to you? And K and RP. I'm just so into writing perfectly here that I'm ignoring you guys. So here I'm going to write stolen off the interwebs. Because I don't want to confuse anybody and make them think that I'm really this smart, that I this crap. I really didn't. I have to look it up. I was reading them to Robert yesterday. We were sitting here, yeah, in previous years too. And that's why this year, I kind of thought when we were setting it up that, oh man, we probably should have added with Janet or something, but pretty soon our hashtag would be like 1,000 characters long. I wanted it to be something simple, right? All right. So, that's page 1, if you fold it back. And when I'm done here, I will ink the edges so that it won't look so stark, right? Inking the edges of anything helps. Okay. So now, I made some of my own comments too, and we will put my comments in because some of this stuff that I found, honestly, and you have to understand I'm a 12-year-old boy going in, okay? But one of the things, and I'll read through these, And then if you want to watch me do the zine, you can. Otherwise, you'll at least hear these. The word samba, and I'm assuming they mean the dance, means to rub navels together. Now, who would have thought that? Samba means to rub navels together. My comment is weird or nasty. Or I could go on, but I won't. Okay, here's another one. I did clean them up going on down because that I could have put in here and I'd laugh my head off. A whale's penis is called dork. Okay, this is the random useless fact. My comment is, now I want to go back to high school. I look at all those dorks differently. 10% of the Russian government comes from the sale of vodka. Holy crap. 10% of their entire sale of vodka. You know what they're doing all the time? They're getting over hangovers. Women manage the money and pay the bills in 75% of all American households. Americans are smart people. 1/4 of the world's population lives on less. Okay, this one, I couldn't believe it when I read it, and I didn't fact check it. So this one I'd not ask comment. 1/4 of the world's population lives on less than $200 a year. 90 million people survive on less than $75 a year. And my feeling about that when I read it is, if you're not a grateful person living here in America, there's something wrong with you. Because honestly, $75 a year. I hate to admit it, but Robert and I can spend that going out to dinner. That makes me sad. If one places a tiny amount of liquor on a scorpion, it will instantly go mad and sting itself to death. So I'm definitely drawing a scorpion for that one. Who knew that? Well, okay, first of all, who was laying in the tent one night going, I got this liquor here. Holy crap, there's a scorpion. Psh, pour it on it. It's stinging itself to death. Holy crap. I just wonder who figures that stuff out. This one I thought was really interesting because I could draw the gum. The first product to have a barcode was Wrigley's gum. Did you guys know that? Okay, now I'm going to put your whole life in perspective. If the money thing didn't do it, this one will. 60% of all people using the internet use it for pornography. That's another one, Dee Dee. Who was the first person to eat asparagus? And then, after they ate it, went, oh, my urine really stinks. I mean, really. A drunk saw one and spilled his drink. Just like salting slugs. Julie, you guys so get it. A literal translation of a standard... Oh, this one's funny, too. This one, my butt up. A literal translation of a standard traffic sign in China. Give large space to a festive dog that makes sport in the roadway. I don't know why that's so funny to me, but that is funny to me. How did they manage to link the smell to the plant? See, Jane, there's so many questions. And the government doesn't have enough money to study this stuff that we need answers to. It has been estimated that humans use only 10% of their brains. And my comment about that? That explains freaking everything. A pregnant goldfish is called a twit. I thought that was a dumbasses on Twitter. Okay. 400 quarter pounders can be made from one cow. Can you imagine? There are 293 ways to make change for $1. Okay, when I read that one, my brain, as messed up as it is, sat here and thought, okay, the first one is 100 pennies. The next one is 95 pennies and a nickel. The next one is 90 penny and 2 nickels. So I'm sitting here and my brain just automatically starts figuring out all the different ways. It's like, are you kidding me? Kidding me? There's something wrong with you. Why do you even care? This one cracked me up too. There is a town in Newfoundland, Canada, named Dildo. And then Robert was here when I was writing this stuff down laughing, and he said, well, that's a word for something else, isn't it? So I said, well, I don't know, let's look it up. It can be a slang insult to somebody, right? Anyway, Van Gogh only sold one painting while he was alive. There's hope for us yet, right? And then months that begin on a Sunday, and this is so obvious I can't even believe I didn't come up with this one. Months that begin on a Sunday will always have a Friday the 13th. I'm dying too, Jersey. If you could have seen Robert and I sitting here reading this stuff, oh my God, you would have peed your pants. You would have. Nowhere near. Of course, Pennsylvania. There you go. Janet, vid demonetized. There you go. Oh well. Who cares? Yes, this video is not intended for children. Don't come here, children. You don't want to grow up like me. Well, you know what? Actually, you do want to grow up. There's nothing wrong with being a 10-year-old boy your whole life. If you save some money, invest wisely, pay extra on your house payment, and get a good job. There. Be like me. You knew that about Van Gogh? Yeah. See, I didn't know that. Oh my God, I'm dying here. You got 100% of my 10% brain attention. Just think what we could do if we could at least use even 15% of our brains. You know, like we could fix stuff. What was the source of this gold mine of information? Susan, if you just put in your Google search bar useless random facts or something like that, you will get more websites than you could get through the rest of the week. I'm not kidding. It's all out there. Many of them have the same things. Nothing will be better than the one that I found last year about what gorilla means. A hairy group of females. Peter Pan syndrome? Oh, I definitely suffer from Peter Pan syndrome. There's no doubt about that. And if I could sing them, I'd sing this song for you guys. Okay. So now you're just going to sit here and watch me write. It's all out there, true about so many things. Yeah, and the fact that an intoxicated ant always falls to the right. That one baffles me because who the hell decided to get ants drunk? Like, I can see spilling your drink, and maybe it was some drunk. Just spilled their drink, and then as the ants drank it to take it back to their drunk hive, or ant hill, whatever, they were all just falling to the right. Just every one of them. It's like, wow, look at that. We'll put that in the random use of facts on the interwebs. All right, so anyway, I don't know if I should put my comments in here or not. All right, where is my square template? Let me see if it's here. If it's not, I'm going to have to go, because I want my squares straight. It's kind of like your circles. You might as well do them straight. If you can't do them straight, don't do them at all. Federal grant program. Yeah, no lie. All right. I know there's a... I have multiples. I just don't have one here. Hang on. I'll go get the one that I know where it is. Or wait, let me get one. There's one right here. You guys maybe haven't seen this, so I'll have to pull the camera out. I bought this little book for Dee Dee's Society of Idea Collectors, right? Too many ideas, not enough time. Well, the book's big enough. So there you go. Some fruits, as they rot, are intoxicating. Ants might eat, and then somebody else with nothing. See, that's just it. You wonder, how the hell does this stuff happen? So anyway, this book was not big enough for my Society of Ideas Collectors, so I ended up keeping just my stencils in here. So these are all stencils that are journal worthy. They're not stencils that I would use in mixed media. They're just stencils that you can use in journals. And if you think I have a problem, you might be right. This one has a larger selection of square sizes, so here you go. And believe it or not, I do use these. That looks like a good size square right there. Let's see how it fits on the page. Oh, that's fitting good on the page. We can fit 2 of these on the page. We are on like Donkey Kong. That one's probably going to be too wide. But see, yeah, these have rectangles and squares, and I don't keep track of weather and stuff like that. But some days I do like to get my stencils out and play with them. And there's a little... keep up with that anymore. But I do have letters and symbols, circles, squares. So this is my very favorite little books right here. Okay, I have to read chat real quick. I always remember a patient as the new ICU nurse. He was from the Ukraine. He was 20 and driving a liter of vodka, drinking. He drank a liter of vodka a day since age 12. Oh my God, that's so sad, Susan. You can never have enough squares. See, Dee gets it. The girl is smart. She gets it. I should be able to put all of these in here. Now, this is a weirdness that you're just going to have to put up with, okay? The size rectangle that I'm going to use is just about 2 inches. The width of my page is 2.5 inches. So if I do a 1/4 inch, I should end up, and these aren't exact. I mean, actually that was 1 7/8, but I just rounded it up. But let's see how it fits on the page. Yeah, see it. I'm going to move it over a little bit. A 12-year-old going around drunk. That's just bad. I don't think any of us know. Yeah, it's 3/8. That's probably. And that, okay, there's some things that I can overlook. If these were not centered on the page, at least close, it would make me so nervous. I'd end up redoing the whole thing, and I'd like to not have to redo the whole thing later, right? So bear with me. It's not going to be that damn painful. I'm planning on doing 2 a page. So I will have these forever. All right. Now I have to decide Do I want to do the boxes in a color, or do I want to... And I'm going to eyeball the top. Oh, why? 2 and 3. I want to do it. 1 3/8 times 2 is 2 3/4. Just doing the math real quick. Okay, so it's about 1 1/2. So, all right. I'll do it about 1/2 inch, top and bottom, and then whatever space is left, we'll put in the middle. That's about how long it takes to do some decent layout look. I'll use the edge of the stencil up here to decide when it's straight. It can be a little off, it just can't be a lot off. And then whatever I decide to do in between them will probably be that. We'll see. And if this doesn't come out, believe me, I am the first person who will start over. This page will tell me if I'm going to like my layout or not. I've got my crap pen. I should send this one to Denise, because this truly is my crap pen, and I invariably pick it up. Let me find my good pen. No, that's the wrong one. I probably have laid it somewhere. All right, let's see. Let's see what's going on in chat. Throwing caution to the wind, right, Dee Dee? Only 1/8 of an inch. Yeah, it's more than the 16th. It'll make me a little nervous. I'm such a rebel. All right, let's do the first word. Samba means to rub navels. I'm just going to do it in my regular handwriting. Now, you could use letter stencils, you could print this out on the computer, you could do whatever. I'm going to do my regular handwriting, okay? Throwing caution to the wind again, Dee Dee. And if this pen doesn't write the way I like it, I'll get a brand new one out. Where's my brand new one that I got out? Oh, there it is. Now this is where I'll probably screw something up, right? You guys are in chat making fun of me, and you care. Woo, that was tight. And I'll write my comments later. I know, Lena, I love you guys. Do you think I would put up with this crap if I wasn't absolutely in love with you guys? Get real. This is my favorite one. About the whale's penis? Just think, a year from now, when we're doing the Scavenger Hunt 2022, I'll come back and read this crap to you again. Okay, and another thing is, what job or job title do you have to have to assign names to animals' body parts? Like, you're sitting in your office and you go, you know what, you guys, today we have a really tough job. One of us, and this might be the people who drink vodka, one of us needs to come up with a name for a whale's penis. And here's this guy in the corner all drunk going, I got it. Let's just call it a dork. So I vote for you. Let's go to lunch. And we'll have vodka while we're at lunch. I think of these things. Like, are you kidding me? And now, you can't ever say that you didn't learn something coming to my stream. Who named the sperm whale? For real? All right. We've got the first page done. Let's do some decorating and see if we want to continue with this. Because if we don't, now is the time to... I'm all over it. You know it, Dee Dee. You talk to me like a couple times a week. When I get on a roll like, hello. I can entertain myself for hours. And Dee Dee, I want you to tell Bud that when he gets home tonight. You quiz him. You say, you can say Janet wants to know if you know what a whale's penis is called. I want to know. And when you ask him, you better call and tell me. Did Buddy know that? Because I like teaching you guys important stuff that you're going to need to know in life. I get up in the morning and I think that. You know, all those ladies are coming over today to stream. I better find something that I can teach them to make their day more useful and better. So it doesn't have to be real complicated, guys, right? You can come up with something that's just fun, easy to do, makes you... Why not? Because that's pretty much what this is all about. Yeah, I have to do something with dryer lint. Did I have a list, actually? I seriously considered that removing that, Elaine, because I was just like, do I really want to do that? I've done it before, and I was not real crazy about it that time either. All right. Because I'm going to go back and add my comments. I could go add flowers to all four corners. I think I will. DNA lint, why not? Me too. And when I call somebody a dork, because that actually is a word that's in my vocabulary, and I might maybe be embarrassed to say that out loud, but I do. People call, you're such a dork. In fact, I call Amy's husband dork a lot. You're such a dork, and she uses that in her language too, so we're not that different. Yeah, I'm gonna think a lot different of when I do it now. Don't you know? All right. Yeah, now it's looking more balanced. I'm liking that a lot better now. Okay, and I'm not gonna make you guys suffer through all this. I might start, because at this point it will just be more of the same. Unless, no, I'll pretty much stick to the same design, pretty sure. Do the whole book now. And this polka dots is, honest to God, one of my fallbacks. If you have white space that you want filled up with something, I either do it with checkerboard or just dots. So that's what the whole book will end up looking like. But I won't stuff with you the whole book, but I will show it to you. The last scavenger. I know, Lena, right? That was just a happy mistake. So I will not make you suffer through the whole thing. I really won't. I'll, because from here on out, you can kind of guess what it's going to look like, right? Don't have to punish you for another hour. And I might go out and decide new random facts to tell you guys next week, because I think you should leave here smarter than when you came. I should ask Robert. He just walked through. I should ask him if he remembers what a whale's penis is called. Bet you $100 he won't remember. So that's pretty much what the book is going to look like, and I will number the pages and ink the edges. Let's ink the edge now so you can kind of see. Where are we going for 20%? What, 20%? We are going for 20%. Drinking some coffee. Oh, you want to see 20% of our brain? Oh my God, Dee Dee, you're asking a lot. That is asking a lot. Now, one thing I do, since I use these pens on this, these can't get put away now until I finish this. So I will finish this at some point during this evening. But I like sitting on this hardback chair. So sitting here finishing this won't be that big a deal for me. So all that's going there. And I think I'll go ahead and paint on the square page because that is fun to me. But yeah, I won't make you guys suffer through that. And then next week you can come back and see what the finished product looks like. Just look away real quick. Oh, and another thing I noticed I had to do, I will make you suffer through this if I can find it. Did I put that little thing? Doggone it. Oh, and I've gotten these stamps out. I thought I might use them in that book as well, but I won't. I think I know something else I am going to use those for. There it is. Okay, when I had all my watercolor, the Prima watercolors out, I do these cheat sheets at the end so I know what colors are in them because I can remember that long. Okay, Michelle. Have a great afternoon. Yeah, my back is a lot better today. A lot better. But yeah, I put little cheat sheets on the end so I can see what colors are inside. And I just thought I would go ahead and finish this entire square page with the Primas. I think the colors would be more vibrant, honestly. And this is just bee paper. I looked the other day, and bee paper isn't in Amazon again unless it came in recently. And these I was painting with a water brush. I don't like watercoloring with a water brush, but I was on the couch and I don't take water out there, so I've got to go get some water. I think I wanted Janet Zine, didn't I? Also a matchbook. Could be, Dorothy. The stuff that I send out, I don't keep a copy of. When I send it out, it's gone. It's yours. I don't keep it. Don't want it. Yeah, I did make some matchbooks. And I should show you guys on a stream how to make one of those. Give you the measurements and stuff to make your own. I'll show you one. I think I have one. Right here in the drawer. I could have gotten that water before, I just didn't think of it. Alright. Maybe I'm a big fat liar too. Alright, here's one. It's a bigger one. I know I had one the other day. What did I do with that bad boy? Oh, I know. It was in the last year's scavenger hunt is why I had it. Yeah, here's one that's close to the size because I've made them in a lot of different sizes. And all I did was take, again, paint chips, right? This is a lavender one. I hope you can see the color good because it really is pretty. Or kind of a periwinkle blue, really. And then added my little sheets of paper. So if you guys want to see or get them how to make these, they're real simple. And you could, I mean, this would be fun. I should have thought of that. Oh well, Zine is just as good. I'm so glad you did, Dorothy, because the postage to the UK is stupid. Not really, Dorothy. You're always... Well, I'm going to be like Dee Dee. Depending on what it is, I'm not going to do international anymore either because it's gotten so ridiculous. And you can paint the inside of these so you don't have the Valspar, whatever. But you could do like a little matchbook and put your random useless facts on the pages in here too. And then you could have as many pages as you want, right? Hi, Donna. So yeah, if you want to see how to make matchbooks, show you how to do those as well. And then you can make them any size. You could make a little miniature one if you have a tiny attacher, whatever. I made those and I made a big one too. Here's the big one. I made these. This one isn't stapled yet. It was years and years ago, and these have vellum in them. For an exchange student, she liked to rhyme words, and so I made her a book of these with rhyming words and flowers. Pick a word or a flower, and then I'd do like rhyming words for her. They were really cute. Measurement for the well, let me see if here's more of a standard size one. All right, let me go ahead and measure real quick. I put the ruler away. No, Dee Dee, the ruler never gets put away. The ruler is always says, if Robert's in the room, this can be a ruler or a weapon. And if you get hit with the ruler, it hurts. All right, here, I'll give you the measurements. I'll have to add them because who knows. All right, let's see here. Now, okay, I'm going to explain that to you. I'll just do that 1/8 inch. And 3/8 inch. All right, I'll give you the measurements. Okay, laying flat. Okay, the width is 1 and 7/8 inches across is the width. So you're going to cut a material 1 and 7/8 inch, right? Now you could do this as wide as you want. The width isn't going to matter. What matters is where you put your scores to fold it. CB, I had 6 kids in my house. I needed a good weapon. Okay, so I'll give you the measurements. The first one is 1, and I said 3/8 or 3/4, but I think I'd go to 1 and 7/8 on this, because when I look at this, well, I don't know, this one might work a little better. Let me see. All right, your first measurement is 1 and 3/4. The fold, it folds perfect that way. Okay, your first measurement, 1/4 inches, and then you're going to want to score it horizontally. This measurement is 1/16 of an inch, and score it. This measurement, top to, is 2 inches, and score. This bottom fold is 1/8, score, and then the fold up is 3/8 of an inch. And the only thing I would caution is you've got 1/8 of an inch in here to bind on. And then depending on what kind of stapler you have, it may or may not want to go through. This was probably, it looks to be a standard stapler, so it's like one you'd have at your desk. And I don't know how many sheets, depending on the weight of the paper. You'll just have to count this vellum paper. It'll to be about maybe 20 sheets. I'm not going to count it, but yeah. So you'll just have to figure out how many sheets will fit in that. And then the sheets, the insert sheets are 2 inches. And you might have to shave it down a little by 1 3/4 inches. And that'll give you ample room left and right. And then there'll be enough where it just needs to tuck in a little bit, not very much. And then it turns out just perfect. Got it? I'll wait for questions. Here's another really cute little thing that I did. This was for my, I don't know why I have these things in my desk drawer, but anyway, I still do. This was another really cute little thing that I did for my pen pal. And this is just an extra one that I had. She was kind of like Dee Dee. She loved Post-it notes. So I made her these little wrappers for her Post-it notes. And I'd write little sayings on them like, God bless your little socks off or whatever. And then did little Velcro closures on them. So, okay, because you could stick this in an envelope. It didn't cost you anything to mail. Put little sayings or stamps or stickers or whatever on it. And then send her little pad of Post-its. So you can make all that. If you see something, you can make it. It is cute, right? All right. So the thing I need to do before we actually get started on the square art is I got this new train. I actually ordered a different set, but Amazon sent this one and didn't have this one, so I went ahead and kept it because it's got a lot of cool greens. But this is bad news. All right, they should have the number on them so I can put them back in where they belong. Okay, there's 122. 121, 123. And then just the metal, and hopefully they'll stay in better. And you can ask, am I a fan of the Prima paints? That's a weird question because the answer is yes and no. I like them, yes, because they're fun to play with, and there's every color in the rainbow. And so yes, I like that. I love the little houses that they come in, so I love that. Do I love the quality of the paints? They're better than average, but they're not good. I wouldn't call them good paints. So there you go. But I need to make myself, I noticed when I went and got these, I need to make myself a little cheat sheet for the end of the box. So I thought, well, as long as I'm going to have them out, I'm going to do it right now, and I'm going to make you guys suffer through it. And we can talk about whatever you want. We can talk about naming fish anatomy if you want. I think that's a pretty good topic. This will only take a minute, but I just noticed when I went to pick it up that I hadn't done one of these yet. Only takes a minute. But these are my art on the watercolors, so yeah. The fact that they're not great quality is not a huge concern to me. Hey, Dabbler. I sure appreciate you guys coming over and hanging out with me. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but Hobby Lobby is getting more of the different Prima sets in. I noticed the last time I was at Hobby Lobby that they had more. I don't know this terrain one, but I know they have complexion, which I really like the complexion set. There is some really good colors in there. And I think they had the blue set. Yeah, they did, because Dee Dee bought it. Can't remember what it's called. Right here, though, so I can look it up for you guys. But, yeah. You can get the Prima paints at Hobby Lobby now. Not all of them, but most of them currants. It's really pretty. The blues and greens in currants. And the nice thing about buying them at Hobby Lobby, you guys, because most of mine I ordered off of Amazon, but the nice thing about getting them at Hobby Lobby is you can use your 4% off on them, because they're about 30 bucks a set. So they're not like the cheapest watercolors in the world. I mean, money-wise, they're not inexpensive. But one thing too is they're not in the watercolor aisle. Over in the, I guess you'd call it the media area. In mine, they're directly across from the rubber stamps. They've put a lot of that Kim Holtz, that sort of stuff down there. Where by all rights, these should be in the aisle with the watercolors, right? But they're not. I don't think Hobby Lobby, if I was going to buy watercolors at Hobby Lobby, these are the ones I would buy. I wouldn't buy the other crap they sell. Unless I was going to buy Winsor & Newton tubes. I might do that. And these I have not used very much. But I need a cheat sheet. I'm probably just like, are you kidding me? You're making me do this? Yes, I am. I'm doing it while I'm thinking about it. Sorry, dude. And I'd like to tell you guys what else I've been up to, but honestly, this last week I have been up to literally nothing. Nothing. Yeah, that's what it's called, the currents. I'm going to actually use that blue on the squares page. That is a really, really pretty blue. Kind of a, I don't want to say indigo, but it's a really, and I shouldn't be painting right up next to each other, because I know they're going to run at some point. Not that lucky not to have that happen. These paints, watercolor painter, these paints, the binder is just a little bit chalkier than the better grades, how I would describe it. But their pigments are nice. I mean, I can't really find fault with them, but I don't want to say if you're used to M. Graham or Smith or a really nice watercolor, these are not going to satisfy you for painting in real life. In my opinion, you can prove me wrong. But again, it's probably personal preference, frankly, but yeah, after having tried M. Graham's and some of the better watercolors, I would not consider these competition. Not saying that not more than adequate for what you want. This purple is really pretty too, so I'm going to probably use it on the squares page. And I don't care if these mix to some extent, because all I'm using this for is to look down and see which set I'm grabbing. It doesn't have to be perfect. This will work fine for what I'm using it for. And this little grid is a rubber stamp that I have. I got it at Michael's back when they did that new section. Well, I don't even know if they still have it. I haven't been into Michael's long. But remember when Michael's did that new section where they had writing pens and stencils and traveler's notebooks and some of the more of a journaling section. That rubber stamp was in there, but I don't even know if they have that anymore. because I literally have not been in a Michael's in literally months. All right, that is definitely a different purple than what I have. I'm going to do it right in here. There's no rhyme or reason for how I'm doing this. And I just like this geometric type art. So when I'm just wanting to do something that's pretty mindless, this is what I'm doing. But see, I would like this huge on my wall. Be okay with that. My house is not geometric though, so it's probably not a good option. It's not modern. Where this to me is more modern art, right? And so that I don't have the problem of these colors running together, I'll just move around the page. And I try and add each color multiple times, uneven number. Don't ask me, don't know. But I do some of it fill in, some of it border. You know what? I could do an extra prize. I could make you guys count the number of stars in this drawing for an additional prize. Would that be me? It probably would be. I probably shouldn't do that. That would be just mean. I am actually trying to think up another one like I did the R last year. I am trying to do that so that between now and the end of the scavenger hunt, you guys can be eligible for a prize. Something I hide in the book. I can tell if you're paying attention or if you're sitting there eating graham crackers and milk. Or looking on the internet for random facts. Now, since I've enlightened you. All right, let me count how many times I'd used the other colors. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, I'm going to try and keep it uniform. I have to do some more of that purple. Now that's just a weird thing that I do. You don't have to do it. Is that? No, that's definitely a different purple than the other one. Let's see, am I getting too much purple here? And I think the spaces in the background I'm going to do all black. I haven't decided yet. If a space is obviously part of a square, but the parts that you're not sure, I was thinking I would do those black. I think it would make it look way cool. Way cool. Don't want that one. Oh, we'll do this one. Now, I probably am not going to get this done today either. So it's Monday. You'll have to stay tuned to see finished product. And you guys that are playing along, be sure and post your pictures. I've had so much fun seeing you guys. And I have to say, Elmaris, I don't know if she'd ever done Zentangle before, but she's been posting pictures of her Zentangle patterns that I posted. Man, she is doing so good. It just makes me so happy when I pull up Instagram and there's a fib doing something different that they've never done. That makes me really happy. And you guys playing along in this just makes me really, really happy. So thanks for playing along. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we're going to do this one here. Just bee paper is real absorbent, and so color, I'm not using a ton of water on it. It does dry pretty quickly, so that's why I can put my hands on it and paint up next. You've never done them before? Yeah, see, like, so when you go look at Elmira's Instagram page, she's doing something she's never done before, and I'm assuming that it's been fun for her, or she wouldn't continue, correct? That's kind of feeling. So good on her. That makes me really happy, I have to say. And I don't know if it's relaxing for you, Elmaris. Of course, you've never done it before, and I've done a lot of it. Me, that's probably one of the most relaxing things I can do. Something repetitive like this. Painting on this is just relaxing to me. I don't have to worry about the end result. Nobody's going to grade it. If you have an opinion and you want to express it, leave a comment, and I'm always open to whatever, but at the end of the day, I'm happy just doing the process. If I don't like the end product, it can end up in the trash. I had fun for 2 or 3 hours or however long I did it, you know? That's kind of how I look at it. What is bee paper? Okay, bee paper is, that's Robert in the background making a bunch of noise. He's got headphones to realize what a pain in the ass he's being right now. Bee paper is a name brand. It's actually BEE, like the insect. Bee paper. And it used to be an inexpensive version of 100% cotton fiber watercolor. Well, the last time I saw it, they had caught on to us Americans liking their product because they raised the price. But I have to say, for an inexpensive 100% cotton fiber paper, it's really not bad. It's really not. So I'm going to use one of these greens too. I think I'm going to use that fern color. I pretty much like it. Alright, which would make that... You know what? I put these in place. That's 121. Goes here. I almost really goofed up, you guys. But one of them had fallen over to there. So I thought, well, it probably belonged there. Wrong, fish face. Alright, we've got it correct this time. But yeah, I went to look for some bee paper because I like to just use it just to practice and play on. But yeah, they were out again. Here a few months ago they were out, and then somebody spoke up and said, oh, there's bee paper at Amazon again. Well, it didn't last long apparently. And again, you know, I think a lot of the problem with product is probably supply chain, you guys. I don't know if B has a product that's going to sell well like this. I have to believe that they're going to replace it in Amazon unless Amazon quits selling it. But my guess is the reason we're having issues with some products here and there, like the computers. Well, the computers, you know, are coming from China. So that's part of the problem, or their components are. I think a lot of our problem is just supply chain. We're just not getting stuff that we need to make the product. So there's that. I like this color green a lot. if I go over the line or something, I will go back with my black pen and clean up at the very end. It will make me nervous waiting, but I'll still wait. Yeah, see, that was... It just doesn't go down smooth like the nicer paints. You just have to work a little harder at it, I guess, is why I bitch about it. Because I'm a bitch about stuff I can't change. And I did draw this picture with a micron pen, so I knew the black would not run. And if you're going to do something like that, just make sure you're using a permanent pen. It's one of the few things you have to think of up front. So when you post your scavenger hunt pictures, leave comments and tell me which ones you're particularly proud of and why. See, like that card game yesterday? That one I just loved. I loved doing it. It was fun, and I just think it's clever and cute. Okay, I'm writing that down, Lady Jan. I only have a pens around here. You think I could, for Christ's sake, find one? BAO. Oops, anybody see that? Because that's a private note about an upcoming birthday. BAO. %. Now, the truth is, I have a bunch of arches right now because Melody was kind enough to send me some for my birthday, as was Dee Dee. So, when I'm looking for paper like that, it's more if I'm practicing or don't want to, you know, get out the pricey Academy watercolor pad. Okay, I'll look into it, because that's one thing I like about the bee. But I guess if I actually did look now, I'd have to do a real comparison to see if the price, since they increased the price, if it's comparable now. Because it's a nice paper, but the real beauty of it was its price. For what you got, it was a great price. It was a good product at a great price. And I'm sure that there are most of us watercolor people. Like, I talk like I'm some sort of freaking... Okay, back up the boat here. I've only been watercoloring about a year, but it doesn't take long before you figure out the products that really work. And all of the experts will tell you your paper and your brushes, if you're going to spend money, that's where you want to spend your money. But I don't think watercolor person that wouldn't say, if I was going to do a painting, I would prefer Arches paper. That's just the truth. It's just a good product, but it's pricey to play on. If you're going to do a good painting, use it. But for something like this, it's a waste. 3, 4, 5. Okay, I did that one 5 times. And I have to count, make sure it's uneven. I don't know why. It's a sickness. Okay, now I'm going to use that really, really pretty dark blue. And I hope it's a different color enough from that one. It might not be. Alright, let me try it and do a comparison. I'll do it down here. I think if I put it on pretty thick... Well, another thing I'm doing now that I don't do is I'm going directly from the pan to the paper. That's something, if I'm really painting, I don't ever do. Stonehenge watercolor paper is affordable. I have some of that, Rhonda. I think the B is actually more affordable than the Stonehenge, but I'm almost certain, I'll double check, but I'm almost certain I have tried that. I like the Stonehenge drawing paper. That's probably my favorite drawing paper. I think they make it's quite a bit darker. Okay, I'm going with that. And that's probably the difference because I'm going directly from the pan to the paper. It's nice and dark though, so I'm cool with that. And I'm going to put it right next to this blue so I can see the difference. And honestly, I don't need any paper. That's the truth of the matter. Ain't more, buy less. But I've been doing really good. You guys aren't going to believe this. I have one credit card that's on my Amazon account, and I don't use it for anything other than that. So when I went to pay the bills the other day and I pulled up that account, I had a credit balance. I had not one thing on Amazon last month. Christmas month. Well, I don't do Christmas gifts. As a rule, I write checks. But yeah, I couldn't believe it when I pulled that up and I had a credit balance. I was like, holy crapola. That's nice. And I'm not sure how I got the credit balance. I think I got cash back on something I ordered the prior month. But I wasn't even sure about that. They put money back in my account. I'm good at. We're going to get along just fine. Alright. We'll see when this dries the difference between those blues. I think I'm really going to like this when it's done. Thanks, Stabler. Amazon, $34.95 Canadian for 20 sheets. Listed as Meaden. Okay, well that I like the Meaden palettes. In fact, they're some of my favorite because they've got the sloping cells. So I really do like that. I don't know how I decide where the colors are going, you guys. I really don't. I try not to get them too close to each other, spread out evenly. But yeah, there's no rhyme or reason for what I do. Usually it's so I don't stick my hand in wet paint somewhere else. Okay, and here's another truth. This could be just as easily done with colored pencil or the super tip markers or anything else. So I think I'm gonna I want some weight down here, so maybe the blue in here. Right, and this may be the last one in this color. Yeah, if you haven't tried the Meaden palettes, they are nice. I'm pretty sure it's the Maiden that I'm talking about. It almost has to be because I ordered 2 of them. And they're the 2 that have the slanted wells. I'm almost sure. But I haven't bought even any watercolors or nothing. I'm pretty proud of my bad self. No reason other than when I look around here, I just think of all the stuff that I have that I don't use, and it gets me angry. And so I tell myself you can't buy anything else until you use what you've got. Now that rule applies to most everything except food and books. There are rules on books. There should be rules on books. There just isn't. Check in chat. Joycey, I'm not here. Well, good, Joycey. You found B paper 6x9? Okay, cool. Did you find it on American Amazon, Carla? That means they've gotten it back in because they didn't have it about a week ago when I pulled it up. All right, let's look for what set we want to use next. This is the complexion set. I need to do a bigger storage box too. Look at it, won't hold anymore. So I've got shit I have to set aside. Okay, I used the purple. I did not use the red. That red is really red. That is so close to the other one, I'm not going to use it. At least not yet. Alright, let's look at what set. This one has some really different colors in it. This one is Tropicals. I know I like the greens in this one a lot. And this one has a cool orange and pink. Look at Well Loved, right? I should clean them up, but usually when I'm arting on the couch, I just don't care that much. I wonder if, we're going to do the darker green. We'll see how close it is to the other greens I've got on here, because this is like the 3rd green now. Yeah, that's a darker green. I think it's pretty. That is a strokeable collection of paints. Right, Dabbler? For only... yeah, about 300 bucks. You can own them all too. I don't know. They're about 30 bucks a set. So, but if you can get them at Hobby Lobby with your 40% off, I would say get on it. Because they're not bad paints, really. And I've thought several times about taking them out of their little houses and putting them into one big collection. but I think about it and it's like, no, don't take them out of their houses. So I don't take them out of their houses. But yeah. Sometimes I would like to have them all in one tray. Oh, I didn't show you guys the box. I maybe told you guys about the box that Lane found. Amy's husband Lane is caretaker down at a gated community, and somebody had thrown away like a silverware box in the coolest wooden box. And I should measure it and tell you guys how big it is, but I am going to turn it into a watercolor box. I really am. Thanks, Carla. Did you send it on Twitter? How'd you send me? Because if it's email, I really got to go look at email because I suck at email. Okay, I'm just telling you guys, I suck at email. I pretty much suck at all social media these days. I've been staying off it as much as I can. Twitter is addictive, though. But I suck at Facebook and most of the others. Wish you had a Hobby Lobby. Yeah, I know. I'm hopping back in with a joke and then I have to hop out again. Why couldn't the art dealer pay his rent? He ran out of money. Oh my gosh. Messenger. Okay, I will make a point of looking at Facebook Messenger later. Because honestly, I'm so bad at it. I should be ashamed, but I'm really not. Just saying. The colors on here are looking really pretty. I like them a lot. Purple and green don't look good together, so here I go putting them side by side. Doing these small little frames, I almost wish I had used pens. But it's good practice for me for brush control, so. There we go. And there's a green. Thinking. Where I want another green, because I've got quite a bit of green on here. I just want to make sure that I'm keeping it somewhat balanced. I'll put this one in here and then probably to the next color. What do you guys think about doing some of the spaces in here real black? I think I would like it. Now I've got no place to put my hand. That right there is the problem I have with these Prima paints. You've got to go back over them and smooth them out. You like the, okay, yeah, see, I think I do too. I rarely go into Facebook and IG, less into Twitter, but I keep Facebook Messenger chat up. I used to, but I got into a group chat with some people that I play a game online. And some of these women get up to go to work like at 3 o'clock in the freaking morning. I think the game went down or something, or there was a change. We usually meet every morning at 8 o'clock. And I don't know if the game went down or something, but they started messaging each other like at 3 o'clock in the morning. and I keep my phone by my bed. So 3 o'clock in the morning, my phone starts like exploding. And I was like, you know what? That ain't never going to happen. And I proceeded to take Messenger and Messenger notification off my, no, it's not, it's on, but it's not on, it doesn't pop up automatic. I have to go look for it. All right, this one, I'm going to do this red here. I think that's really, really pretty. It's more of a rose red. Let's see how that works out for me. And sometimes, I haven't been doing it much since I've been on here, but the other night when I was playing with this, I was really mindful colors I was putting next to each other, because if you put colors opposite each other on the color wheel, and I think they're called complementary colors, but if you put those side by side in a painting or whatever, it makes the colors really, really pop. So some of the colors that I was putting down, I was being really mindful what color was next to it, you know. And I'm going to try and be more mindful here, because there's certain places where now that I've done that, I want to do it again so that it's spread out somewhat evenly, right? And I said that because I've got that red and that green next to each other. So I think that will be a little bit more interesting. At least they say it is. And I believe it. Like if you do yellow and purple next to each other, they will pop. The Good Neighbors group in our village are giving a cupcake out to villagers as a way of getting to know them so they can check that they're all okay. Isn't that nice? Well, I think that is. If I lived there, I'd say, you know, you want to be my friend and find out if I'm okay. You bring me iced coffee. Bish. I'm kidding. Sweet, pun intended, but seriously, a brilliant idea. Well, you know, the truth of the matter is probably the more things we can to be more neighborly, it would probably be a really good idea for all of humanity. Because I think with electric garage doors and walls and everything else, it's gotten very easy to not even know who your neighbors are. And I'm as guilty as anybody, because when I lived in Boulder, I drove my car into the garage, hit the automatic close door button, and never, hardly ever spoke to a neighbor. I knew the kids' friends, parents, but a complete stranger neighbor, no, I didn't go out of my way to meet them or interact with them. But I had a full-time job and kids to raise and feed and entertain and take skiing, and, you know, like, I didn't have time to be spending with the neighbors. Sorry, but it was just the truth. Between work and kids, yeah. And I think back now, how the hell did I fix them dinner every night? Have I turned into that much of a... I can't even feed Robert and myself every night, but I fed those kids every night of their lives? Ugh, how did that happen? Just did what you had to do, I guess. You got one of those the other day, Elaine. I didn't even know there was such a thing out here on Monkey Island. Look I got some drops. Damn it, that makes me mad. But we got one out here on Monkey Island. I didn't even know there was such a thing, but the neighbors sent something to a neighborhood watch group. Didn't even know there was such an animal. And when I read it, You guys listen to this and tell me if my thinking isn't right. Okay. It wasn't real close to me, so, but there was a robbery. And it might have been New Year's Eve, actually. And the people were at a party here on the island. And they had a garage, and they had a bunch of junk in their garage. And the list of stuff that had been stolen, a riding lawnmower, a four-wheeler, tons of tools, like the number of items, the sheer volume of items that they took, in me that one, they knew what was in that garage. That it wasn't a random robbery, and because of the large vehicles and stuff that they took, they came prepared. Like, they had to have a trailer. That did not happen randomly. I'm sorry, I'm just not going to believe it. So my guess is, if they ever find out who did it, it's somebody they know. Either somebody who works nearby and saw the stuff in the detached garage, I think they said it was. But it wasn't random. It was not random. They came with the intent of breaking in to that particular garage because they had to be prepared. They had to know it was all in there. I'm skeptical. You got anniversary tried to my house. They're not using the whole 10%, you don't think, Lena? I kind of think you're right there, girly. But yeah, so I'm a skeptical person, but I'm a firm believer that most robberies, where, you know, like if they come in and steal some money or ransack your house, you know, that might be it. But when you come with a trailer and you know exactly where it, yeah, that's not random. I'm sorry. I'm skeptical. Either somebody had worked at the house or, yeah. Where is Monkey Island? Monkey Island is in Oklahoma. On a, it's a big lake, Grand Lake of the Cherokee, in the northeast corner of Oklahoma. It's a beautiful place. And I'll be the first to say out loud, I'm very, very fortunate to live here. I love living here, and I won't leave here. And even though I got a drop of green paint there, I don't know how I did that, but it pisses me off. I will be leaving any errors that happen. Exactly, not random. See, and that's what I was telling, somebody was in, that email came, and it was like, that was an inside job. Don't be stupid. Those people knew exactly where I was and what they were after. Either that or the insurance papers and the mortgage papers got too close together, if you know what I mean. I'm cleaning up this pan. It has too much yellow in it, and it's going to dirty it, and I want bright, crisp blue. If you know what I mean, Jelly Bean. I'm going to have to start using the same colors over and over because I'm about maxed out on how many variations of the color I want. Or maybe the guy had a wife like me who would have paid somebody to come pick up half this crap. Maybe that's it. You want a four-wheeler? We got two. Take whichever one you like. Want a golf cart? We got two. Take which one you like. Oh, I just got the into the dark blue. Damn it, damn it, damn it. I'm not being careful enough staying out of that wet paint. I gotta be more careful. I like the three blues all there together, so that was a happy accident because I didn't plan that for sure. I'm not smart enough. Of course, I'm only using 10%, right, Lena? When my storage was broken into, writing more new ones, CDs, and tossed all others. Yeah. Yeah, I think so too, Elaine. Yeah. In the Carrie Smith book called This Is Not a Book, there's a spread you have to fill with random circles. Took me forever to finish, but looks so cool now. Yeah, see, Julie, sometimes stuff like that, I think it does happy kind of accidents, kind of like hit you upside the head and go, now that's cool. I should have tried that before, if you know what I mean. I like some of the Carrie Smith's books. I can't remember which one I almost finished, but I enjoyed doing it. It was fun. But I didn't do any of them that you had to, that involved mud or taking it in the shower, stuff like that. I didn't do those. But if it was just like drawing an endless line, I did that, I think, for days. And I enjoyed it. It was relaxing. What do you have when done? Absolutely nothing, but it was fun to do. And it might have just given my brain time to relax and think. Who knows? All right, I want... All right, so I'm pretty sure that this was part of this. Yeah, it is. Maybe part of that box. Oh, you guys, I watched a weird show. I don't know if it's new. Tell me if you guys have seen it. On Netflix. Called In the Dark. Wreck This Journal. Okay. Yeah, it only had 2 seasons, and it's about a blind girl, and it's called In the Dark. Anyway, I don't want to tell you anything about it because I don't want to give it away, because I have to say I really, really enjoyed watching that. And I did watch Exodus too. Kathy Arbor had mentioned Exodus on Netflix, and I did watch that too. Remember, I've been sitting on my butt for a week waiting for this back to heal up. So I needed background noise, and I was trying to stay off the computer. But yeah, if you like intrigue and stuff like that, okay, Dabbler saw In the Dark. This Is Not a Book has been so much fun. I started on Halloween Blue Moon, and I'm going to work until next full moon. Cool, Julie. I don't know. I really liked In the Dark, and partly I think the storyline is interesting enough to hold your attention. Kind of predictable, frankly, but I found myself really liking the characters. The people who played the characters, all of them were unknowns to me. If they've been in anything else, I've never seen them. So you got to get to, well, I think the one cop I'd seen in something before, but I didn't know who the actors were. So it was kind of like getting to know them. And I have to say, it was good. About a blind girl, Carla. Blind girl and drugs. That's. And it's only 2 seasons, so it wasn't like it was a huge commitment. If I hadn't liked it, I would have turned it off. But I figured, 2 seasons. But I felt that same way about Broadchurch. Of course, that's not filmed in the U.S., so it was none of the U.S. actors. But that, I enjoyed the show itself. I think it was fairly well planned and written. But more than anything, I got really attached to the characters in it. Especially the male cop. I really got attached to him. I liked him a lot. Alright, what colors haven't I used? I got a lot of spaces left to fill in, so I better figure it out too. I think I'm going to do this lime green. And I know I have a lot of green on here already, but this is more yellow green, so I'm going to put it on here too. In this big space here. Cat hair. I haven't had a cat hair in forever. You know, that's funny, because when I was cleaning the fridge, I can't remember when Roxy died. It's been, a few months anyway. Of course, I've cleaned everywhere in the house since then, so I feel like I have collected up most of the cat. But when we had to pull the refrigerator out and clean behind it and under it, I was reminded that I had a cat. But every time I clean now, I'm getting less and less and less cat hair. And I can tell because I have like a vacuum cleaner that you have to empty, so you see how much hair you're picking up. And I can definitely tell that I am getting ahead of the cat hair. But my son is coming in March, and he just got 2 new well, his girlfriend got one and he got one, so I'm going to have puppies here in March. I'm not sure how. I mean, I want to meet the puppies, but really, untrained puppies in your house after you've just gotten rid of a pet and got all the cleanup done, not something I'm looking forward to. Just saying. But I would never say no to Jamie. Janet, New Zealand series Almighty Johnson's about Norse gods, goddesses, and human form living in New Zealand. Is that on Netflix, Jan? I think I watched Anne with an E. Love Broadchurch, love David Tennant, the cop. He was one of my favorite doctors. Yeah, I fell in love too. Yeah, it's funny because like it seems like the shows that I go back to over and over again, I think I don't go back necessarily for the plot or the actual story. I think attached to the actors, whoever, who are playing those parts. It's almost like visiting an old friend or something, you know. It's just like, okay, well, I'm going to go watch that because I do that with Gilmore Girls. Because I love the girl who plays Lorelai Gilmore. Don't ask me her. But she's funny and irreverent, and there's like no stress. So I could watch the Gilmore Girls over and over again. Because I love Lorelai Gilmore. And if anybody of you is a Gilmore Girls fan, you know what I'm talking about. And I love Luke Danes. Yep, love me some Luke. So I think I watch the shows more for the people who are playing the parts, or the parts they're playing, actually. It's not them, but the parts they're playing than the actual plot of the story. If I want a good story, I'll read a book. Hi, Heavenly Gifted. Coming. Lost your cat on December 30th. Oh, Dabbler, I'm so sorry. The other day, it was so easy. I really kind of thought I was losing my mind. There was something on the computer in the background, something on, I think it was YouTube in the background, and I was in the kitchen doing something. So I was kind of listening out of the one side of my, only 5% of my brain, Lena. Anyway, I was standing at the kitchen and a cat meowed, and it had to be on YouTube. But at the time, I swear I almost jumped out of my pants because it was Roxy's meow. And I stopped what I was doing and thought, did I hear that? And it didn't dawn on me at the time that probably what I was hearing was on YouTube, right? But I stopped what I was doing. I got real silent and I thought, did I hear that? Because in my mind, it was Roxy's meow. I mean, it was Roxy's meow, just like nobody's business. So it's times like that, you know, that I think it hits you upside the head again, how much you can miss something so much. Because I thought, you know what, if I could hear her meow one more time, I'd open up a can of tuna and give her the whole damn thing. Because that was what I used to give her. We'd get picky about her food. I'd open a can of tuna and give her a little bit. But I thought, you know what, if I could have her for one more evening, we would sit here and eat a whole can of it together. So yeah, it's kind of funny how it pops in your head, but I'm really sorry for your loss, Tori, because it is hard. It's so hard. You miss him so much. 21 years is a long time to have a companion. So yeah, hugs on you, girly. It's a hard loss. It really is. All right, looking at this. I'm liking this a lot, and I think this could be very cool if it was big, put on the wall. But my time is just about up, so I will go ahead and finish this. Maybe before next Monday. Who knows? Depends on what else I'm doing. You know, you never know. We need a brain ruler to measure those percentages. No shit, Lena. You just found an amazing free stream online, Carla. If you like, Carla, loads of TV series from all over the world. What's that, Dabbler? Thanks, Heavenly Gifted. I appreciate you coming. She will always be a part of me. You know, just like picking up the that thing today and looking at the drawing that I'd done of her. You know, it'll last for a year or two, and at some point she becomes a distant memory. You know, like I think of my puppies that I had, Barney, and honest to God, when I had Barney, I could not have loved a dog more than I loved, and Barney loved me. I mean, we were just like, we were totally in love, and we knew it. Like, he knew I loved him, and I knew he loved me. We were just like best buddies. I loved Barney. And then one day, Barney wasn't acting right. He couldn't urinate is what it was. And I looked out at the front and I could tell he was really straining and he was in a lot of pain. So I picked him up to take him to the vet. And I'd called, of course, my vet friend, and she said, oh, I've heard that before. It's probably not good. Bring him in. And I let him down. This is back when you could actually go in the vet's office with your pet. You can't do that anymore. I let him out in the yard, out in front of the vet's office, to go to the bathroom before we went in, right? Because there's lots of sense and he would automatically go. I was hoping. Anyway, he didn't, and I leaned over to pick him up and he bit me. And I thought, you know what? This is one unhappy little dog right here. And that's when I knew it was time to put him down, because he was hurting so bad. He was miserable. And if he wouldn't let me pick him up, He was an unhappy little guy. So just know your pet so well. So I understand anybody who's lost a pet that you loved and was part of your family and your life for so long. I have to say, my heart goes out to you. But this is the way I look at that. This is the way I look at pretty much loss of any kind, whether it's a pet, a human, an experience. Rather than bemoan what you've lost, thank God that you had it at all. That's pretty much my approach to life in every aspect, you know, like little Mary. I'm just so thankful that we had the time that we had. So I can be sad that she's gone, but when I think back now, I think back of the good times. And thank God I had that. So you can jerk yourself up and make it whatever you want it to be, but you are in control of that. And so I like to be a thankful person, and I'm going to go through life being thankful for what I have, for what I've lost. So there, you've learned 2 things today. You've learned that a whale's penis name is called Dork. So next time you call somebody Dork, it's on you, man. And be a thankful person. You can control where your head stays. You know, that's just me. Simplistic, that's me. So I totally appreciate you guys coming and hanging with me. I will have these done so you can see them, and hopefully I'll get something else done. Please be sure and post your pictures, because I want to see what you guys are doing too, okay? Grateful and thankful. There you go, Carla. That's the way to live life. So, thanks, mods. Thanks, you guys. Love you. And we'll on the interwebs somewhere if I didn't suck so bad. But I suck, so probably next Monday. Later, guys. Be good. Have fun.